For what? The last 100 years, winning in retail was all about one thing: getting your product at eye level on a physical shelf. Simple, right? If you weren't on the shelf, you basically didn't exist. Well, get ready, because by 2026, that shelf is going completely invisible. We are jumping headfirst into an age where the most important shopper isn't even human, it's an AI. So, what is this new battleground? It's called the invisible shelf. And no, it's not a website, it's not a store. Think of it as a massive, global library of product data, built specifically for machines to read. This is where AI agents go to shop for us. And the rule here is brutally simple. If your product's data isn't perfectly structured for these agents, you are totally invisible to the only shopper that's gonna matter. So, how does this actually play out? The whole way we buy things is being rewired. You just give a simple command, something like buy eco-friendly detergent for sensitive skin. That AI agent, it doesn't go browsing websites. It goes straight to the invisible shelf, finds products with verifiable data that match your query, and then, boom, it makes the purchase. This creates a massive new headache for brands called disintermediation risk. All of a sudden, you're completely cut off from the customer. Your only shot at making that sale is having perfect, machine-readable data ready to go. What this really means is that all the old rules are out the window. Remember traditional SEO? That was all about persuading humans with emotional stories and catchy keywords. Well, the new game is AEO, Answer Engine Optimization, and the goal is totally different. You're not trying to persuade anymore. You're trying to inform machines. We're shifting from keywords to verifiable attributes, from emotional storytelling to cold, hard, objective truth. This brings us to the absolute most critical question in this entire new economy. How does an AI agent, a piece of software literally designed to avoid mistakes and hallucinations, actually trust the product info it finds? I'll give you a hint. It definitely doesn't trust your marketing copy. That's for sure. The answer is something called a chain of trust. It's a three-step process. First, the agent sees a claim you make in your product feed. Let's say USDA organic. Okay, interesting. Then it looks for a standardized identifier like a GTIN to make sure it knows exactly which product this is. But here's the crucial final step. It pings an external authoritative database, like the actual USDA's registry, to verify if your claim is true. Only after it gets that confirmation does it actually trust your data. And why does it go through all this trouble? Because an AI agent's prime directive is to avoid being wrong. It's built to avoid hallucinations. It is programmed from the ground up to be skeptical. So it's just not going to take your word for it that your product is eco-friendly. It needs to see the proof from a source it already trusts. External verification isn't just a nice-to-have, it is the entire foundation of this new world. You know, a good way to think about this is to picture the AI agent as a really strict filter. You can pour all your vague, fuzzy marketing data into the top, stuff like great blue color or best on the market, and it just gets rejected. It falls right out. It means nothing to a machine. But structured, specific, verifiable data, things like an exact hex code for that shade of blue or a specific ISO certification number, that stuff passes right through. If your data is vague, you get filtered out of existence. Period. So what's the kind of data that actually makes it through this tough filter? Well, first, you've got standardized identifiers like GTINs. They give your product a unique fingerprint in the global system. Second, high-fidelity metadata. We're not talking blue, we're talking the specific Pantone value. And third, and most importantly, registry-backed claims. USDA organic, fair trade certified. This is the language these machines speak. It's the language of trust. Okay, so we've got the what and the why down. Now let's talk about the how. How do you actually win on this invisible shelf? You have to engineer the perfect answer for these AI agents, and that answer is built on three critical pillars: schema, summaries, and speed. Pillar number one is deep schema. Now, don't get intimidated by the code on the screen. The big idea here is using structured data to give your product real context. It's not just about what your product is, but how it connects to everything else. See that is compatible with property? That tells an agent this specific detergent is designed for a high-efficiency washing machine. That kind of detail makes your product a much more useful and therefore trustworthy answer to the user's problem. Pillar 2 is all about summaries. AI agents love to pull short, concise excerpts or snippets to show to the user. This means your old, long, flowery product descriptions are dead. Your new job is to write a super dense 40 to 60 word definition that an AI can just grab and present as a complete answer. You basically have to write the dictionary entry for your own product. And pillar 3 is speed. Or really, it's about freshness. In this new world of agentic commerce, stale data isn't just a mistake, it's a fatal error. If an AI recommends your product and it turns out to be out of stock, it won't just fail that one transaction. It might actually blacklist your brand to avoid making that mistake again. Your inventory data has to be accurate within 15 minutes. That's the new standard, no exceptions. So when you start to put all of these pieces together, you realize this is way more than just a technical update. This is a fundamental revolution in what it even means to be a brand. We're marching into a new brand economy where having verifiable authority is going to be way more powerful than having a huge advertising budget. Let's dig into that. Here's the bottom line. We are moving from a click-through economy to what you could call a citation economy. The old goal was simple: drive traffic to your site. The new goal? Be the answer wherever and whenever that AI agent is looking. And that means the most valuable currency in this new world isn't persuasion anymore. It's machine verifiable trust. So the new KPI, the new way we're going to measure success, is something called entity prominence. This is the ultimate measure of your brand's true authority. It has nothing to do with your ad spend. It's all about how often other trusted, independent sources, other agents, technical reviewers, official databases cite your product as the clear, definitive solution for a specific problem. That, right there, is the new brand equity.
Look, the invisible shelf is already here, and these AI agents are scanning it as we speak. Now, this isn't some threat to brands that already value truth and structure. In fact, it's an incredible opportunity. But it does leave every single one of us with one really important question to think about. Is your brand actually engineered to be machine readable? Or, in this new world, are you just becoming noise?